In this video, we're going to learn how to transform this empty, generic-looking application into a fully interactive, branded, next-generation analytics experience, all in a matter of minutes. So the first thing that we're going to do is to edit the look and feel, or the branding, of the user experience, which we call a Hive. So I'm going to go into the Edit Appearance mode. And the first thing I'm going to do is add a branded image. Now, you could upload a file directly to the Digital Hive application, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to link dynamically to an image. So this way, if we actually decide to ever change the corporate image, it would automatically get reflected inside of the Hive itself. And we've also provided a whole bunch of different color palettes that can be used. You can create your own custom one. Like we've done here, we've created a Digital Hive custom to use for this example. But again, you're free to use any color palette that you want to meet your corporate branding guidelines. We're going to leave a light-based application that fits in line with our branding. We're going to turn off the title. Because we're putting a logo, we don't need the title of the Hive displayed. And we're going to actually change the background of the main page to be white. All right, you can get a sense here of all the different other parameters that can be changed from the fonts that are used, the way the tiles are laid out themselves. If you wanted to, you can actually put a whole bunch of advanced CSS to do really kind of advanced things if you want. But we're going to keep it simple for today. And then here's where we're actually going to assign our colors that we want to use. So I'm going to use the colors that we've already defined as part of the palette to be used within the application itself. And again, you could go in and choose any colors that maybe not are part of the palette. It's really up to you. You have full control over the colors and the styles that are used within the theme. And now that we've got the appearance that we like, we're actually going to apply it and save it. And what we'll do now is we'll flip over to the game board and take a look at what it looked like. So here's what the original looked like. And if we refresh this page now, you'll see that all the new branding takes effect. So moving back to our page, now that we've actually created the look and feel and the branding, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually add the content itself, okay, and modify the page. So first thing I'm going to go into page configuration, and I'm going to change this page from new page. We'll just call it lead gen, and we'll apply it. Here's where we could also choose who have access to it. So in this case, anybody who has access to this Hive can access this page, but we could put more granular permissions on the page itself so that certain user groups could see this page and others could not. Right? But we're going to leave this open to everybody because it's a one-page Hive. And here's where we're going to start to add the content. So what we'll do is we'll go into edit mode, and I'm going to add a tile. And you can see here there's a list of all the different content types that we can add to the application itself. A little more on that on some of these other ones coming up. But for the first piece of content that we're going to drop in a swim lane. Now, a swim lane is a way to display different types of content. So what we're going to do here for the first bit is we're going to show a user's favorites. So this means every user that logs in will get their own unique listing of their favorite pieces of content displayed to them in this swim lane view. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to kind of meet and match the branding requirements. I'm going to change the background color, and I'm also going to change the foreground color, which is the text color. All right, and then apply it. And then you can see very quickly that the favorites dynamically populate. Again, these are the favorites for this particular user. Every user would get their own custom look. All right, let's go ahead and add our second piece of content now. And what we're going to do is we will add a YouTube video. So we'll drop in the YouTube player tile. And what we'll do is we'll just resize it here. There we go. And you see how everything kind of snaps to the top. That's the way that the editor works. So everything snaps to grid and snaps to the top. And I'm just going to take this right off the edge and just move this over, center it, get it off the edge of the page, just so it's not so squished. And we will go into the properties of this YouTube player, and I'm going to paste in the URL or the ID for this particular YouTube video. And you can see there's various options here on, yes, I want this video to play as soon as the page is loaded. If the video gets to the end, let's repeat it so it loops. And just in case there's volume in the video, I highly recommend to make the default 0, just in case somebody has their volume on loud, it doesn't start to to blare in their ears. And once you apply that, you see that the video already starts to load. So now we'll go ahead and we will add in our first BI report. And to do that, we're going to drag an artifact viewer to the page. And I'm going to drag this right to the left-hand side. And again, I'll align this right with the edge of the bookmark tile. And then we'll drag this right down to the bottom of the page. I'll just scroll down a bit. So let's go to the properties of this artifact viewer tile. And because of the type of report that I'm going to be laying out, I don't want a header. I just want a nice clean look. So I'm going to remove the option to show the header. And I'm going to click on the artifact browser. Now, of course, I could browse to the object I want, or I can actually leverage the search feature. In this case, I'm going to go in and type in devices and hit enter. And you'll see there's the view that I want. So what I'll do is I'll select that and apply. And you can see the header has been removed and the report runs. Okay, so that's a good look. And what I'll do is I'll add the last piece of content here, which will be a report coming from IBM Cognos. So again, I'll drop in the artifact viewer tile. I will just fit it to the size of the window that I want. And in this case, I'm going to change the title, and I'll put sales versus profit. And I'm going to go into the header properties here. I do want to show the header. The header position, again, you can choose, top, left, right, or bottom. We'll leave it on the top. And what I want to do is I want to change the header so it's a little more emphasis on the page. And I'll go into my recently viewed colors, and that's the blue that matches the theme. Custom text color, I want a white text. So there it is. And what I will do is I'll remove some of the options in the header just to keep it a little clean. And I'm going to turn on floating header, which helps to reduce the amount of white space that sometimes reports have. So I'll apply it. And then for my artifact, I'm going to go in and I will do a search on metrics. And then I believe this is the report that I'm looking for. So it is. I'll hit select and apply. And you'll see the formatting of the header got applied, and then the report appears. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and save our changes. And you can see now that in a matter of a couple minutes, we were actually able to take that from a blank, very generic looking application to a single page branded digital Hive page complete with 4 different types of content.